welcome to the Disabled Podcast, starring your host, Christian Reitz.
Hot dog, let's go!
Welcome to the Disabled Podcast, the show that incorporates disabilities, the magic of Disney. Welcome to episode number 6, entitled The Disney Theme Parks, Part 3, Disney's Animal Kingdom. Be sure to use our hashtag the Disabled Podcast when sharing this podcast to all social media platforms. Again, that's hashtag the Disabled Podcast when sharing this podcast to all social media platforms. And now, here is your host, Christian Reitz. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Disabled Podcast. In this week's episode, we're going to continue our series on the Disney theme parks and talk about the biggest theme park that is in all of Walt Disney World, and that is, of course, Disney's Animal Kingdom. But first, as we have always done during this series, let's jump into the latest in Disney theme park news. The Walt Disney World Resort is celebrating its 50th anniversary from October 1st and lasting through the next 18 months at all theme parks, resorts, and more. With so many new things to experience, this magical celebration is sure to be a hit with the entire family. So be sure to reserve your spot soon so you can jump in and all of the magic of the Walt Disney World 50th anniversary. Alright, so let's make our way to the next theme park on our list, and that is Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now, Disney's Animal Kingdom first opened on April 22nd, 1998, and is considered Disney's largest theme park, encompassing about 580 acres of land. Now, Animal Kingdom is perfect for those guests that like a lot of adventure and seeing wildlife of all kinds, and really, it just gives you that jungle type of feeling. Now, this theme park is one of those theme parks that might not be the greatest for people that are in wheelchairs, unless you are, of course, willing and are able to transfer out of your wheelchair or your ECV to experience most of the rides that are in the theme park. But don't worry, there's still so much to see and do around Animal Kingdom for those of you that are in wheelchairs or ECVs. So let's go ahead and dive right in to Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now, in Disney's Animal Kingdom, there are a few different lands to choose from that offer different experiences. And these lands are Oasis, Discovery Island, Pandora, the world of Avatar, Africa, Asia, and finally, Dino Land USA. So first, let's start in the front of the park at Disney's Oasis. Now, Oasis really doesn't have any attractions at all because it is located at the front entrance of the Animal Kingdom, but it does have a lot of viewing areas and walking trails to see some of wildlife that is in this park, like flamingos. Now, just before you enter into Oasis, and really the entrance of the theme park, you will see a building to the left of the entrance that is home to an excellent restaurant, and that is, of course, the Rainforest Cafe. The Rainforest Cafe, if you've never been there before, is a rainforest-themed restaurant that literally puts you in the middle of a real rainforest with all kinds of animatronics and scenery. It's a very, very cool restaurant. Now, this themed restaurant has some of the best food around and is open for breakfast, lunch, and for dinner as well. Okay, so now that we've officially entered the park, we're going to go to our first official land in the Animal Kingdom, and that is Discovery Island. Now, Discovery Island is full of many walking trails where you can discover the many animals that surround the Tree of Life, which is basically an icon almost like the Magic Kingdom having Cinderella Castle. So it's basically one of their icons. Every theme park has an icon, I should tell you that. So that is Disney's Animal Kingdom's icon, and of course, the Tree of Life. Now, for those of you in wheelchairs or ECVs, the walking trails in Discovery Island are actually 100% accessible. Now, for the best souvenir shopping in this area, and also for you pin traders out there, you can definitely go visit the Island Mercantile and Discovery Trading Company. So for pin traders, you would want to go to the Island Mercantile, and for everybody else, Discovery Trading Company is the place to go. Now, if you want the best dining in Discovery Island, I would definitely highly recommend a lot of different places like Tiffin's Restaurant, Pizza Safari, and Flame Tree Barbecue. My favorite, personally, though, is Flame Tree Barbecue. It's got some of the best barbecue around and some of the best chicken and all kinds of great stuff. Okay, so that is now Discovery Island. So we've already covered Discovery Island. And our next theme land is Pandora, the world of Avatar. Now, Pandora, the world of Avatar, if you've ever seen the movie Pandora, actually, really the movie's called Avatar, not Pandora, it's set in Pandora. You'll know the movie very well about the blue guys, and I don't really know the story too well, but I've seen it only like once, or like bits and pieces of it. So in Pandora, the world of Avatar, there's a couple of attractions that you want to be aware of. And they are, of course, the Navi River Journey, which is basically a boat ride. And it's got all kind of bioluminescent lights, and it just really looks kind of cool. And also has the Navi Shaman of Songs as one of the only animatronics in the ride. So if you're looking for something relaxing, that's definitely one of the rides I would recommend for relaxing. It is about a 5-minute long ride, or maybe even less than that. But yeah, if you want something that's more relaxing, that's definitely one of the ones that I would definitely recommend. Now, if you're looking for something more, let's just say enthusiastic and more, I don't really know the word I'm looking for, how to describe this, but if you're looking for something that's more upbeat and fun and more like hardcore, then I would definitely recommend to you Avatar Flight of Passage. Now, this is where you can fly on the back of a mountain banshee during an exhilarating 3D ride above a vast moon. So you definitely want to check that out. Now, if you want dining, Pongu Pongu and Satuli Canteen are some of the best restaurants. I personally like the Satuli Canteen myself. But Pongu Pongu, I heard, is another great restaurant that you can definitely go visit. Now, if you want the best shopping, I would highly recommend Wind Traders, which is really the only place to go shopping in that area. Okay, so now let's go to our next theme land in Disney's Animal Kingdom, and that is Africa. Now, Africa is home to some of the best rides and some of the best places and some of the best shows as well. So I personally, when I do Disney's Animal Kingdom, I like to go and see attractions such as the Festival of the Lion King. Now, if you remember, before the COVID-19 pandemic, Festival of the Lion King was one of the best interactive shows for kids and families all across the board. But as the COVID-19 pandemic has eventually has kind of entered into the theme parks, they've had to take away some of the best things. So, no, there's no more monkeys doing stunts and all that in the Festival of the Lion King. So now they just do a shortened version of the Festival of the Lion King, and it's called A Celebration of Festival of the Lion King. And this show's about 22 minutes long. Now, for those people that like wildlife, again, if you're into wildlife like I am, you definitely want to check out the Kilimanjaro Safari. Now, the safari ride for people in wheelchairs is actually accessible, and I learned this on my last trip, it was my last family trip, that what they can do is they can actually hook you onto one of their accessible vehicles, and they'll lock you in. You'll just have to lock your brakes, but they'll lock you in, they'll give you a seat belt, and you'll really just have to hold on. But it's really one of the coolest things. You can see anything from hippos to elephants to even lions and flamingos and so on and so forth. You can also check out the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trails, where you can walk through a tropical forest inhabited by African wildlife such as gorillas, hippos, and even some exotic birds. You can even check out what I've checked out before, and I've only done this once, and that is Rafiki's Planet Watch, where you can board a rustic train to discover Disney's long-term commitment to animal care and conservation. So you can check out places like the Conservation Station, which is where you can encounter animals and watch scientists work in the Science Center. You can view their, how they take care of the animals in their veterinarian facilities and so much more than that. You can also do the animation experience at the Conservation Station, which is where you can learn to draw one of Disney's most beloved characters as you explore how live animals help inspire your animation drawing. And of course, one of my favorite things to do in this area is the Affection section, which is where you can meet a variety of unique and domesticated animals and interact with the animal care experts at this expansive outdoor space. Now, in Africa, if you're looking for dining, I would recommend Mahindi, the Tusker House Restaurant, the Kusafiri Coffee Shop and Bakery, the Tamu Tamu Refreshments, and the Harambe Market. That's just a few of them. Again, if you want more information of what I'm speaking about, you can go and download the My Disney Experience app on iPhone and Android. Now, if you want to look for shopping, you can go to Zuri's Sweet Shop and get some candy, or you can go to the Mombasa Marketplace and just get some really cool things there. I haven't really been in there, so I really wouldn't be able to tell you. But if you have been there before, you can comment down below of this podcast and tell me what you think, and tell me what's there. I would love to hear what you have to say.
If you have a little one who is in love
now,
with
our
Disney
next land
Junior,
is Asia. Now, Asia, there's a few different attractions
Junior
that you definitely want to check out, and that's, of course,
definitely want to check out
one of my
Disney
favorite
Junior
attractions
Play
there
and
is
Dance,
really,
which
it's
is
called
an
Cali
interactive
River
stage show
Rapids.
featuring Mickey and Minnie,
This is basically a
Sophia
water
the
ride.
First, Dr.
So for
Stephanus,
wheelchairs,
and
you're
more.
definitely gonna have to transfer out of your
Now,
wheelchair
if you're looking
to
for
experience
a quick
this attraction.
bite to eat in the animation
Another
courtyard,
one that
then one of my
I would
favorite
recommend, and really
recommendations that I had on
I've
my
never
last
done this
trip
one before,
is
but I have
actually
heard
Joffrey's Coffee
that
and
it has
Tea
been raved
Company.
about.
It
And
is
that
the
is
best.
Feathered
It's
Friends
actually
in
what
Flight,
they
which
do
is
with Joffrey's is they
a colorful
actually
world
give
of
you
exotic
donuts, and you can do, like,
birds
M&Ms on
in a
top,
breathtaking
or,
show, and it's
I
really
think
about 25
Kit Kats
minutes
is one of
long.
them, I believe. I had to go back
You
and
can
look,
also
but
experience,
it's
and
one of
again,
the
this is
best. You
for
can
people
get it
who
there.
are in
It's-
wheelchairs. You have to transfer.
It's one of the
And
best.
this is one of their most famous rides, and it is, of course, Expedition Everest, Legend of the Forbidden Mountain. Now, this is where you can ride a high-speed train through the Himalayan mountains while trying to avoid the Yeti.
You have to transfer.
And I'll just go and tell you now, there is a surprise when you get to the end of the ride, because it
basically
may
it'll blast
or may
Aerosmith
not take a
songs.
turn on you.
Actually, really cool ride.
Now, for
from what I can
dining,
tell.
Joffrey's Coffee and Tea
and
Company,
another fan
which Joffrey's
favorite,
is
which
pretty
is
much
the Tower
throughout the
of
Walt Disney
Terror.
World Resort, so you're not missing a thing with Joffrey's.
Now, for
You'll
live
get Joffrey's
entertainment,
everywhere
you
you
can
go.
experience shows
Now,
like
shopping,
the
you want to
Lightning
definitely
McQueen
check out the
Disney
Circus
Academy,
Zong Bazaar
where you can learn what it
and
takes to become
Mandala
a
gifts.
champion from
So if you wanted
Lightning McQueen
some
himself.
cool souvenirs there,
And in fact, another
you
one
can
of my
definitely go check out the
favorite
shopping
shows that's
area.
around that area
And now,
is
for the
Beauty
final
and the
land,
Beast live on
we're going to go to
stage.
Dino
Now,
Land
this stage
USA.
show is a
Now, in
theatrical
Dino Land
retelling
USA, there's a
of the
few fun
original
things to do.
animated movie,
And
it's
in fact,
about
one of the
25
things that
minutes
used to be
in
there
length.
was
And I
called
promise you,
Triceratops
it is
Spin,
amazing.
which is
So
no
you'll wanna
longer
check it
there
out.
because it actually just
And dining
I think
options
like
in the
a
Sunset
week ago or a
Boulevard
couple months
includes
ago.
places like
It actually
the Sunshine
was
Ranch
taken
Market,
down.
where you can find other
So
quick service
you will no longer be able to
restaurants,
experience
the
that.
KRNR,
But again,
the Rock
you can go
Station,
to your
and of
Disney
course,
app and you
Joffrey's
can check out
Coffee
the
and Tea
latest
Company.
of updates.
Now, if you want to look for the
in
perfect
Dino Land
souvenir,
USA.
then you can go to places
Now,
on
I would
Sunset
recommend the
Boulevard,
Fossil Fun
like
games in
Once
Dino
Upon a
Land
Time,
USA for
The Legends of
anybody
Hollywood,
that's a young child.
Beverly Sunset Boutique,
Basically, it's outdoors. Everything is
or
outdoors.
Sunset Ranch Pins
with this
if you're into
particular
pin
place.
trading. Just
But
to name a few of those
I do want to
places.
tell
So
you
you'll
that
definitely
there
wanna
is
be on the
one
lookout
ride that thrill
when you get
seekers
there.
would love,
And
and that
there
is,
you
of
have
course,
it. That is Disney's
Dinosaur.
Hollywood Studios.
Now, Dinosaur
Now,
is
for
a
more
dark
information
ride
on
where you will
attractions,
actually take
dining,
off on a
live
rip-roaring
entertainment,
prehistoric
and
tour
more, be
to
sure
go
to
rescue a
download the My Disney
dinosaur
Experience
from
app,
extinction,
which is available
So you
now
definitely want to
on
check
the
that
App
out
Store.
if you're into thrill rides.
Well,
I
that's
personally
all the
do
time
not
I
like
have
the
for
ride
this week's
myself,
episode
but
of the Disabled
everybody's
Podcast.
different. So
Be sure to tune
there
in
you go.
next week, where I will be
Now, for
talking about
dining,
the next
I
theme
definitely
park
want
in
you
our
to. I
series,
definitely want to encourage
which
you
is
for dining.
Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Check out Restaurant
Thank you so much for joining me on this
which is
magical
hosted by
journey,
Impossible
and we'll
Foods.
see ya.
The Dino Bite Snacks, Trilla Bites, Carnivores, and Dino Diner. Now, for shopping, there is, of course, the Dino Institute Shop and Chester and Hester's Dinosaur Treasures. Now, for something new, due to the 50th anniversary, they're actually bringing a new show to this area, and that is Disney's Kite Tales. Now, it just started, so you definitely make sure you check out Disney's Kite Tales. And basically, what is in the show is basically there's guys on jet skis carrying all different kites that are themed to the animal kingdom. It's really themed to The Lion King. So if you're fans of the movie The Lion King, Disney's Kite Tales is something you definitely want to check out. Alright guys, well that's all the time I have for the Disabled Podcast. Again, for all the information and for any questions that you might have, you can always comment down below of this podcast, and I'll be sure to answer them if you want any clarification. I'm sorry I did stutter a lot. There's a lot of information to give you, and sometimes my brain just gets crazy. So if you want more information, if you want me to clarify something, you can comment down below, or you can get the Disney Parks app, the My Disney Experience app, for Apple and for Android. That's all the time I have. Please join me next week when we talk about Disney's Epcot. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see ya
Real soon.